So welcome to another Shred for Summer video. So this is an update video that you will receive during the week with plenty of life hacks and some advice, some Q&A to help you along in your shred journey.
And we've been seeing a steady rhythm of fat loss by our shredders. We've got about 40 shredders now who are losing on average a pound a week of fat, every person. Wonderful to see that. This steady rhythm's going, and what's really exciting is that we're not freaking out if we have a bad week, we're not giving up if we have a bad week, but we're steadily plodding towards our goals. How exciting.
Just a little life hack before we get to our Q&A is make sure that you're weighing yourself in the morning, the same time every morning with as least amount of clothing as on. After you've had a wee, that is your time to weigh. Do not weigh during the day after you've eaten because you won't get your true weight.
And we need to have the same metrics every time you send them in. So if you've just eaten a big meal, taken on a lot of water, you're going to weigh up to 1 kilo heavier later on in the day. And always use the same scales.
Yes.
Now we have two subjects we're going to deal with really quickly today, which you've been asking us about. The first is one you're going to get so excited about. If you miss this, you're going to kick yourself.
Wow.
Last time we spoke, we talked about refeeds, about the importance sometimes of having some extra carbs, especially when you're on a strict carb depleted diet.
Ooh.
Now what happens when you're on a carb depleted diet is your body gets used to burning fat, and that's exactly what we want. But if we continue on and on and on with no let up, so this is really only for those of you who are being really strict, if you're being like that, your body can get into starvation mode. What happens is there's a reduction in your body's production of leptin, and when that happens you find hunger goes through the roof. And what happens, your body says, we are in a starvation situation here, there's a famine happening, we want to keep hold of all of the fat that's in our body and we refuse to burn any more. It's a little bit like you're getting to the bottom of the cookie barrel when you're a kid and your mum says no more cookies. Not good. So here's what we're going to do. Now, you know, if you've been strict, if you're playing loosey-goosey, this isn't for you. But if you've been strict,
this is a gift. For you. Yes.
This week is going to be a refeed day. One day this week, you're going to pick that day, preferably a day when you're doing a lot of workouts, and you're going to double your carbs. Now the only stipulation is that the carbs are not simple sugars, so it's not a double chocolate day.
Or a white-based pizza.
But it might be you double the amount of rice you have, double the amount of potato you have, or whatever. If you're having it the day, you're going to double all of the carbs in the day. So you're going to get up, you're going to have double the amount of porridge for breakfast. Ooh. If you normally have 1 slice of whole wheat toast for lunch, you're going to have 2. If you have 2 apples if you have 1 apple in a day, you're going to have 2 apples in a day. When you get to your evening meal, if you normally have 120 grams of rice, you can have 250 grams of rice. And what you're going to do by that, it's quite a bit, isn't it?
Yes.
You're going to refeed those muscles. The muscles are going to become full again, and your body's going to go, oh, it's okay actually. I'm going to take the lid off the cookie jar again. You can start burning fat. I'll let you. And we're going to do that for 1 day this week, and we're going to do the same next week, 1 day next week. It's a refeed day. It's a bit of an advanced kind of way of dealing with fat loss, but it will help you 2 ways. The first way is it will help you kick-start fat loss when you come back, and secondly, it stops us getting into an unhealthy mindset, which means where we can almost become dysfunctional in our view towards carbohydrates. So that's our first point, is refeeds.
There we go. So if you don't watch this video, you won't know and won't benefit from a refeed. So well done for watching this video, because you've just been given a little gift. Well done. Our next question is about sleep. Now sleep, if you don't have young children, is a marvellous thing. If you do have young children,
It's a memory.
We'll report back to you on how good it is. However, sleep is one of the most important things that you can incorporate into your everyday life if you are looking to lose weight. Because there are several bad side effects to weight loss if you don't get enough sleep.
And when we say enough sleep, most of us need between 8 and 9 hours a night.
As a healthy adult.
As a healthy adult.
Yeah.
Now, I know we've been taught by so many people, we can get past on 4 hours, we can get past on 5 hours, but the average person needs 8 or 9 hours sleep a night to operate at peak performance. And that's really what we're after, especially when you're trying to shred, when you're trying to lose fat, you want to be operating at your optimum.
Yes. So if you don't get any sleep, here are some of the things that happen when you are sleep deprived. Firstly is that you will crave more carbs. So what that means is when you are sleep deprived, your self-control and decision-making part of your brain gets topsy-turvy. So what that means is in sleep deprivation, you could finish off a whole tub of ice cream and be okay with it. Now, if you get the right amount of sleep, those cravings change.
Absolutely. And part of the reason behind that is because when you don't get enough sleep, you develop insulin resistance. And we've talked about this before, go back and watch it, about insulin resistance. And when your body is insulin resistant, it doesn't send a signal to your pancreas to stop producing insulin. So it just creates more and more and more and more insulin, which does huge damage to your system, but also makes you want to eat more and more simple sugars.
Yes.
Isn't it true that every one of us, when we're sleep deprived, we go for the cookie jar, we go for the simple sugars, but when we're feeling relaxed, when we're feeling happy, when we're feeling at peace, we're okay with the salad and the meat.
Yeah, totally. Another thing, according to medical science, they say if you are sleep deprived, you also affect your metabolism.
That's right.
So studies have shown that those who are in the higher BMI chart are those who get very little sleep.
So by getting more sleep, now here's where it messes with your head. You think that if I'm not getting much sleep, I'm more active, I'm burning more calories, but your body knows there's something wrong, and when your body knows there's something wrong, it goes, hold on to everything, don't change a thing, don't let those fat stores go. But when your body's getting enough sleep, it knows everything's good, it's okay. It's a little bit like hoarding over lockdown. When you suddenly realised that there could be a problem, what's the first thing humans did?
Buy toilet rolls.
We went out and we hoarded. We got so much protein powder, you have got no idea.
And tuna.
And protein powder, tuna, and porridge oats, our main three staples. Now, when there's a sense of the supply chain is good, everything's going to be fine, we don't hoard it. And it's the same with your body, with body fat. When your body is in panic and feels that the supply chain might be a little bit dodgy, it hoards it, but when it feels the supply chain's good, it doesn't feel the need to keep quite as much of it in the pantry, and so the fat stores dissipate. So that's another reason. By getting enough sleep, your metabolism goes up and you burn more energy.
Another thing scientifically proven is that when you are sleeping, your stress hormones stop releasing. So there is a stress hormone in the brain that is released called cortisol, and cortisol is heavily damaging to your body if you are trying to lose weight. And scientifically, if you get enough sleep, it brings your body down to a restful state and stops releasing this harmful chemical into your body.
Is it not true? When you're under stress, what do? You comfort,
stress
eat.
eater.
And part of that is because of the release of cortisol in your body. There's a second thing that cortisol does, which we want to avoid, is cortisol is like it gets into your system, it doesn't care what it does, it's a vandal.
It's a wrecking ball.
And one of the things it wrecks is your muscle mass. So when you're under stress, that cortisol will start eating up your muscle mass. And remember, we want to maintain muscle and lose fat.
Fat. Yeah. Well done, everyone, for coming thus far in the Shred programme. We hope those little life hacks have been helpful for you. Please keep sending in your questions. Like, you're not a bother whatsoever. We love helping you win on this journey.
Yep.
So keep it up. Please send in your weights to us over a Saturday and a Sunday. You'll then receive an email from us roughly about a Monday and a Tuesday, just with a little update as to how you're getting on. But we are so proud of you because you are amazing little shredders.
Yeah. And we are Tojo Fitness. You're part of the gang and you're watching Shred for Summer.